This is a Fatty McFatty check. This is from the farm operation. This is the first year of profit on our farm, and today we're going to teach you guys about what the cows brought from the cattle market and whether it's profitable or not on a small farm.
Stoney Ridge Farm. Woo!
Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome to the farm. If this is your first time here or 50 millionth time, please hit that like button, consider subscribing to the channel. All around us is a 150-acre first-generation farm here in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. First-generation farm means there was nothing here but dirt when we bought the property. Now this is a working farm, and it's been super fun and super impressive to bring you guys along with me as I build this small farm, this cattle operation, which will soon expand to pork, which will soon expand to lamb, which will soon expand to many other things, eggs, meat birds, chickens, all sorts of stuff. Guys, there's a lot of work to get done here on the farm, always. Today's video is all about cattle and profit. So a couple weeks back, I did a little bit of a video about running out of hay, and we're here in March in 2024, and I was running low on hay. I have about 85 acres fenced here. I've got about 150 total acres here on the farm, and 85 acres fenced with not so good of grass. We have very poor grass, we have very poor soil, but all of that is improving. It's improving year after year after year. This is a regenerative farm, meaning we think regeneratively, we think holistically, we think about soil versus green grass. In other words, we're not spraying chemicals out on our land that are not natural. We aren't putting unnatural fertilizers out here on the land, meaning petroleum-based chemical regular fertilizers like 10-10-10 or 7-17 or whatever it is that most farmers or ranchers are putting out on their land so that their grass greens up and pops. What we're doing is thinking in a 100-year plan here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. And the 100-year plan, and I'll be long gone, trust me, is to grow soil. Soil is the basis for everything in a country. In other words, soil is the basis for success. Soil is the basis for life. Soil is the basis for every single thing that makes a country whole, that makes a country a successful place to live. Look at places like the deserts in Ethiopia where people are starving to death, quote unquote. What's wrong? The soil is bad. What's wrong? Why is the soil bad? Has it been over-farmed? Is it desertification? What is it? That's what we're avoiding here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Low input when it comes to chemicals and it comes to fertilizers. High input when it comes to carbon and microbes and growing our soil. So I want to start this conversation by talking to you about that because I get picked on a lot. Why aren't you cutting your own hay? I'm not cutting my own hay because I don't want to have $120,000 worth of infrastructure out here in order to buy $8,000 worth of hay every year. It just doesn't seem to make any sense when I can bring carbon to the land instead of putting chemical fertilizer out here, watching the grass turn green in March, April, and May, and by July, it's back to a desert again. That's not what we're about. We're about holistic land care, and the basis for the health of our nation and your health, my health, and the health of these animals and land is in the soil. It's in the microbes in the soil. It's in the carbon in the soil. It's in the plants in the diversified salad bar that these cows eat. Now, that being said, all these are grass-fed beef. I do not give grain to my animals. This is grass, cows, and that's it. They don't get dewormer. They don't get, because they move. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second, but they don't get dewormer, okay? They don't get antibiotics unless they're sick. They don't get dewormer unless they're wormy, okay? They don't get antibiotics unless they're sick. They don't get steroids. We don't castrate our young bulls, which will make a steer, which is what goes to market for beef. We don't castrate them as babies and insert a hormone. We let nature's hormones grow these animals, guys. It's something that's super important to me, and it should be super important to you. We've got to stop this artificial mess that we're doing. Typically, an animal like this would go to a feedlot in a confined area. It would gain weight really, really fast. 12, 16, 18 months, it's ready for butcher. They take it to the butcher, and you're eating a bunch of fluff, okay? You've got a confined animal that's been over-medicated, and it has to be medicated because if it wasn't medicated, the living conditions are so bad that they would be sick all the time. Doesn't make much sense to do that in my mind. This is not good, bad living conditions. Look at them. They're all lounging. They're all just chilling out. It's awesome. Okay, first of all, let's talk about profitability of an animal. If I take one of these beef cows, and make no mistake, this is food, okay? These aren't pets. This is food. Although some of them are rubbable and lovable and pettable, this is food. And the sooner we scratch all the ideas that life doesn't include death in this world, then we'll be much better people, much more well-educated people. Most people are sheltered from the seasons. The only time they go outside is walking from the car to the door, to the door to the car, from work to the car door, and from the car door back into the house, or the car to the grocery store. That's not understanding ecology, and that's not understanding life cycles here. Life cycles depend upon a grazing herbivore, just like this, a ruminant animal, a predator species, and we are the keystone predator species when it comes to raising cattle. It's something that's a fact of life. Life is about seasons, life is about growth, and life is about death. If not for death, we wouldn't have anything. If not for microbes, and if not for mushrooms and fungi. We need it. We need it in our soil. We need it in our bodies. So, that being said, let's talk a little bit about the profitability. If I process a beef cow, and let's say I process a 1,400-pound beef cow and I take home 1,000 pounds of beef, the minimum cost for any beef that comes off the farm is going to be about $10 per pound. So you do the math there, that's $10,000, right? A lot of legwork. It takes 24 to 28 months to finish out a grass-fed animal like this. That's a lot of legwork. I was significantly impressed here with the prices that I got for my beef. So what we took 15 animals, and this is just the sheet with 15 animals that we took. I'll actually get you a picture of that, and we'll pop it up on the screen. So I sold one adult cow. One adult cow was a female. She wasn't thriving. She wasn't doing very good. She wasn't very parasite resistant, meaning I could tell she was losing weight. She was wormy. She was always wormy, and I always had troubles with her, so she had to go. That one cow weighed 1,135 pounds, and the price, and this is the cheapest one, was $1.19, so $1,350.65 for that cow. When I bought that cow, it was pregnant and I paid $1,200 for it, okay? So it sat out here in the pasture for 2 years and it gained $150. I don't know anywhere that you can invest $1,200 and make it bring back $150 worth of profit in 2 years of doing nothing, okay? That's significant. That's significant. That's 10% interest. So yeah, interest rates are up a little bit. So the next thing that we did, we had some bulls. We'll talk a little bit about this. So our weight in our animals really matters. So at 510 pounds, they brought $260 per pound. So a 510-pound cow, young bull, brought $1,300, okay? $1,326. A 755-pound bull brought $1,457 at $1.93 per pound. A 380-pound young heifer brought $760, okay? So that's $2 per pound. The most I got for any young animal was a 315-pound bull, which was the smallest bull out here, and I ended up getting $3.30 per pound for that small bull. $1,039.50 for that 315-pound bull. So the magic number is between 300 and 500 pounds is what I'm finding out. That's where the money is a little bit better. I have no idea why that bull brought that much money. We look back through here, I've got some at 620 pounds. The minimum cost that I got was that cow, and it was $1.19 a pound. The maximum I got was $3.30 a pound, and the average price was $2.04 per pound. The average weight was 387 pounds. So it's interesting. The average per head cost was about $791.41. Flipping this over, again, I'll post this right here for you guys so that you understand it just a little bit more. My total take home from taking 15 animals to the cattle sale barn is right here in this pocket. And that covered all of my hay costs from 2023 and will cover every bit of my hay cost for 2024. We'll also sell off more animals and we'll butcher 4 animals for local farm fresh beef. So what this is going to do is probably net a profit this year of about $8,000 to $10,000. I took home $16,281.63 with this check right here from taking 15 cows to the sale barn. If I had the customer base here, that could have been as much as $160,000. Think about it. So guys, I didn't want to take any cows to the market. Our numbers were too big. We were overgrazing our land. This section of pasture is overgrazed and it's what I'm calling a sacrifice paddock. What we're going to do here is we're going to roll out 2 bales of hay to the cows. They're going to put down that good butt fertilizer. We're going to continue to breed with our breeding program. We sold off 15 animals. We had 54 and now we're back up. We just had our 9th calf for the year. So you think about this, each calf is going to bring somewhere between $750 and $1,000. We've got around 32 mama cows right now. 32 times about 700 to $1,000 is as much as $32,000 of money that will come out of this land every single year. What people need to understand is it takes seasons to start earning a profit on a farm. This farm is brand new and we're learning as we go, and I hope you guys learned a little bit today. That's how much money I took home. Our average price, $800 per head. If we had 10 babies, that's $8,000. We had 20 babies, that's $16,000. Guys, farming can be profitable, but it takes a couple years to do it. That's what we got at the cattle market. Prices fluctuate, they go up, they go down. So we'll see what happens in the fall. Thank you guys so much. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I just thought I would share this with you. Another huge part of the operation here is the social media end of our farm operation. So not only do I show you how to farm, but we're wrenching on stuff, we're working on trucks, we're working on tractors, we're trying out new tools, and that's a huge part of the profitability on the farm. However, the cattle have to be able to earn a profit and stand on their own 2 feet. The other week, I did a video about selling off cows, and everybody just hammered me. You need to get rid of equipment, you need to get rid of trucks, you need to get rid of tractors, you need to get rid of this. We're talking about cows. Cattle and profit. The farm is virtually built, and now it's time that they earn. If they don't earn, then I need to come up with ideas in my head to make this more successful. Thank you guys so much. I hope this helps you in your decision-making process if you decide you want to start farming or ranching just like this. Take care. Have a great day. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge, bring your wife.